Hi guys, welcome to this session. Today, I'll be showing you one of the quick projects you can actually do uh to prove yourself as a network automation engineer. It's going to be like a quick wins for you, and also it's going to give you that confidence to be able to proceed in your network automation career. And that project, it's something we've been using before. Maybe some tools use it. I know some uh solutions like SolarWinds, PRGT and all of that does this particular feature. But it's going to be interesting if you can build this custom by yourself, maybe in your own environment, and make it easier for you. So, and this project is going to be about device backup, automated device backup solution for your network devices. So this is my lab environment. I have some couples of routers here. So I'm going to be doing a device backup, building in a Python script that will be doing the device backup for these routers. And the idea is probably maybe you've been spending a lot on a device backup solution, or maybe you have a lot of routers in your environment. It's something you can actually do and give you that confidence to be able to proceed more in your automation journey. So this is the code. So the first important thing is actually the inventory file. So I believe you have a list of your inventory file, and in the previous videos, I've shown you what an inventory file is and how you can actually work with them. So if you don't understand how you set up your inventory file, you can go back to my previous video and check them. So in this CSV file, we have three three columns, the one for the name of the device, the host IP, which is the management IP of your router, and the one device type. So in this device type, it can be Cisco iOS, Huawei iOS, Arista, Juniper, and all of that. So once you have your inventory file complete, then now let's go to the main solution, which is the Python file. So the important thing is we've been using NetMiko before, and the particular module used in NetMiko is the connect and lab function, CSV for our inventory file. So the datetime module to be able to get uh, time and date where the backup is going to actually happen. So the get pass is for us to be able to secure our password. The import OS is to be able to work with the system directory of the server so that you can be able to create a file and modify some folders from your laptop. So the first thing is going to be, let's create the timestamp. So this timestamp is okay, importing the datetime module, then datetime module dot now. So it shows that okay, I'm actually importing today's time current now. And this one is just formatting it in a format that can be visible for us, that we understand the year, the month, the dates, the hours, minutes, and seconds, which is currently happening. So I'm going to create my backup folder. So for example, maybe you want this backup to be running every day, maybe after your work, maybe by 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. daily. So the backup directory, each day is going to have its own backup directory with their time uh, attached to it. So you can see that I have a format string here. In my previous videos, I've explained the formatting. So this F is a format string whereby I input this timestamp variable. And the other thing is, okay, I'm calling the OS module to be able to create this backup directory for me. So maybe if it exists before, it's just going to be idempotent and it will not overwrite what is existing. But there's an interesting part here is that it cannot override it because each timestamp is going to give us for each backup directory. So now the next part is okay, my username and password. So I'm making it more in a kind of an interactive way whereby the users can input the username and password if you want to run in function. But if you want to set it up maybe in a pipeline or like like a cron job, so you need to automatically assign the username and password. Maybe you create a service account, username and password. But in this tutorial, I'm just going to show you how you prompt username and password. So I'm reading from the inventory file. This is my CSV file. So I'm using the CSV.dict reader. So it is going to read the content of the CSV file and convert it into a Python dictionary. So the content of this device.csv file will be converted into a Python dictionary. So once that is done. So device info, those are the parameters that is needed for my connect handler. So for each, there's a for loop here. So for the for loop is that, okay, for all the data device in my data in my CSV file, because I've converted my CSV file into a Python dictionary, which is data. So for each of the device inside my CSV file, I'm going to assign a device type. Maybe it's going to pick it up directly from the CSV file. I'm going to put in, so the username and password I've put here will be respectively assigned here. So for what if I'm making it automatically using a cron job, I will just need to do is to just put the username and password in this space. So just to first for my script to be very intelligent enough, I put a try and except module here so that okay, whenever there is an error, it goes to the except function and you're able to see what is actually happening. So the print here is a format string. So the device name, so it's going to show us, okay, connecting the device name with the IP address, take it up, because you can see that device is actually from this for loop from our data CSV file. So it's going to come here, take up, so the name, device IP, and so if you are iterating through the loop, so it goes through the first one, the second one, and the third one. So once that is done, so connect handler, pass your keywords arguments as device connect. This is a custom value. You can put anything you like. So device config equals device connect handler arguments that I've passed here. Show running config. That's what we all normally use as the network engineer. So the show running config. So the output is going to be device underscore config. So what it's going to do, so the next thing now is that, okay, I'm going to create my file name. And my file name, I'm creating it in a kind of format in which is going to be the name of the device, the host IP. So this device here, I'm trying to take, it's more like a key value pair. So the device is, so when I'm referencing device, I'm referencing the particular host IP, particular key of that data. So the name is, I'm going to reference the name of the device directly from this CSV file. So if you don't understand, or you don't really understand CSV, the dictionary and all of that, you can refer back to my previous videos. So I'm creating the name of the config here. So I create it, I'm creating the parts, okay, create this configuration file, join them into my backup directory that I've created here already. And then I'm going to save the config file because the device config is where I have my configuration file. So I'm going to use the same with Open Handler, create the backup file, then write into that backup file the device config for my output here. So this device config that I have here, I'm actually putting it inside the backup file. And this is my exception. So exception, maybe if there's an error, it's going to throw up an error. So now let's try the function and try it out. So I'm going to cd, let me list, I'm cding into the folder. So let me list. So you must ensure that the device.csv file and your Python script is actually within the same folder so that you can easily reference it. So Python deploy backup. So one of the first thing is going to prompt the username and password. But before that, because Python works in a kind of a chronological order, so before it can reach here, it's going to create the folder first. So that's why you can see on your left-hand side, the folder has already been created. If I drag this a bit on the left side, you can see a folder has been created. Today's date with the timestamp 8:05.24 seconds, 8:05 24 seconds, and this is the date, and this is the name of the folder. So if the next thing, I'm going to put the username of my device. I'm going to put the password. So interesting. So you can see it's showing me like a print statement, okay, connecting the device and all of that. So it's showing how it's being connected to each of the device. And you can see I have the backup configuration. So this is one of the very, very important solution in the network and in the network environment settings because backup is very, very important. Your routers might have issues, you might want to reconcile or check what has been done last week or the previous day. And having a backup is very, very important. So instead of you can even have your primary backup solution, but it's very good to be highly redundant. So you can have a backup using this script. So you can set up a cron job to run this maybe every day after your COB, maybe like 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. in the evening, or based on your solution. You can even do it maybe you should backing up every Friday weekly. That depends on how you can work in with cron job. So you can check how to do cron job with this script. But this script basically focus on how you can back up your device configuration using Python and Netmiko. So I'm going to provide the details, the code base, everything you need to try it out in your own lab on the YouTube description. So thank you for listening. Enjoy the rest of your day. See you in the next session.